My name is Rich Herrera. The text message line is open for you, 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. James River Air text line. Again, I remind everybody, that's how you sound off. That's how you make your voice heard. I take the very best text messages. I take the feedback, and we listen to what you have to say. It helps the conversation, because that's what we do this morning. I'm riding shotgun with you on your way to work. Now, we also will take those best text messages and we'll read them for everybody so your voice can be heard on the Voice of Virginia. That's what participation's all about. I was just listening to that soundbite from Fox News. Wow. Plattner, the guy who's running for office in Maine, with the Totenkopf Nazi tattoo, which is the tattoo that the SS guards had, said he didn't know what it was. Then said he was a kid, the Marine, got it in Croatia, didn't really know. He just was looking for a really kind of a gnarly military tattoo, and then he actually tattooed over the top of it. And I could believe him if he says, I was just drunk, I went in, oh, give me that one. That one looks kind of gnarly. But then when he found out what it really was, he wore it around. I can get that, I found the wrong, I was drunk and I got something stupid tattooed. How many people have ever gone to Tijuana and that happened? But then after you find out what it is, you wear it around for a while. Makes me question. Now we have the New York Times with a bombshell report saying this guy was arguing with his girlfriend, grabbed her arm, twisted it, and hurt her in an argument. That all these things that have come out that I would repeat them, but they're not suitable for family radio this early in the morning where kids might be around. I was talking to somebody yesterday throughout all of this, and they go, Rich, I just feel unsettled. Things just seem like they're going crazy. And that's not the first person I've talked to in the last 2 weeks that, like, Rich, I'm so stressed out. The world is just getting crazy right now. I've got Republicans saying, I hope this guy runs in Maine. I'd love to run against him. Okay, that's the point where we've jumped the shark and we've become insane. If you're a Republican and you're rooting for Graham Plattner to become their nominee so you can win, then you're putting America in jeopardy. Because let's say that he does win the primary and maybe he does unseat Susan Collins. Are you comfortable letting that guy get that close to being a member of the U.S. Senate with the Nazi tattoo and the things he's done? We're rooting for jerseys, not for America. You're rooting for the red. You're rooting for the blue. I root for the red, white, and blue. I don't want this guy anywhere near being able to be voted on and having a voice in the U.S. Senate. And today you've got, birds of a feather stick together. Graham Plattner, Bernie Sanders, AOC, Ro Khanna. Ro Khanna, if you're going to go campaign with him and those people, I've lost my ability to respect you. I'll listen to what you have to say, but I will certainly take that into consideration when hearing what you have to say. And that's the tough part about all of this, because I truly believe this. I'm going to respect everybody and demand they respect me, which means I'm going to listen to you. Don't have to agree with you. So, Ro Khanna, I'll keep listening to you. But boy, respecting you and respecting your opinion is going to be really tough. It's going to take everything I have to not just completely cut you off and silence your input into my brain. But that's why people feel so crazy right now. And here's what it is. I've got members of the Congress out there campaigning with a guy with a Nazi tattoo. So what's that lead you to believe somewhere down the line? We are losing faith in our institution. Our institutions are not helping us one iota right now. I've got Plattner in Maine. The fact that that guy's that close to being a member of the U.S. Senate makes me fear this institution is completely becoming useless, worthless, and not worthy of the United States. go down the list of things that we have that we would hold sacred in our country, and it just seems like these institutions are devolving before your eyes and my eyes right now. Look at the vote in California. It's going to take them 2 weeks to come up with who won? Okay, what's that do? It just makes me lose confidence in the election because now all of a sudden Spencer Pratt, the reality TV star that came in second on election night, now we find out that this progressive left-wing city council member is going to overtake him, and he probably has a 50-50 shot of not getting to the finals because all of a sudden, oh boy, look, she just got 4,000 votes dumped in by mail. It chips away the confidence that we have in our institutions in voting. I keep going. Did you watch any of the congressional hearings with Markwayne Mullin and Scott Bessent up there, and senators and congressmen are yelling at people testifying, shut up, shut up, you shut up. You're a congressman and you're yelling at people to shut up that are testifying before you. Sarah Jacobs, who's, if you saw her going back and forth with Marco Rubio, it's gone viral of her talking about his shoes. That's the daughter of the billionaire. That's the granddaughter of the billionaire who founded Qualcomm. And now she's one of the youngest members in the House of Representatives. You had Scott Bessent going back and forth with people, and he asked one of the Congress people that were getting on him trying to come up with a viral moment that'll go off on social media. He asked her, "Do you know who the president during World War I was?" And she goes, "No." All that does is it makes us think less of the institutions that hold together the fabric of the United States of America. I keep going on and on and on. These congressional hearings, Plantner in Maine, election votes and results in California, which I'm sorry, whatever we saw on election night will not be the final total. And they're going to take 2 weeks to count all those votes. You and I both know that there are going to be people that are going to think there's shenanigans out there, including me, when you have that kind of election. That is there any integrity in it? When you continue to chip away at our institutions, you wonder why people are feeling the way they do. And I asked somebody this the other day, older than I am. So I'm in my late 50s. And as a little kid, I remember a little bit about the hippies because my aunts were hippies. I remember the counterculture pretty clearly as a kid. One of my first memories was really the counterculture. I wasn't old enough to remember the Summer of Love, but I do remember, I was like 4, but I do remember a lot of that stuff, of the hippies and all the rest. And in my family, we had that where some of them became hippies, others of them, kind of stayed traditional Americans. So I remember that as a kid growing up. But I don't remember what it felt like as an adult because I was a kid. What's a kid? Hey, listen, give me some graham crackers and milk and I'm a happy kid. So I asked a friend of mine who's a little bit older. I think I mentioned this. I asked someone the other day of the boomer generation. And I said, tell me about the 60s. Tell me about the Summer of Love. Tell me about the counterculture, the hippies, the yippies, and everything that went on at that point. And he said, Rich, it's similar, but it's different. So last time we were at odds like this, I would say would be during the 60s. Where do you think all this comes from? Those hippies in the 60s are now the gray-haired grandmas and grandpas that you see out there protesting Capitol Square. I'll see them tomorrow up and down West Broad, standing there with dopey signs that don't mean anything because their dopey ideas were dopey in the 60s and they're dopey now. But that same feeling that they gave, that counterculture feeling, you had back then, but you got it at 6 o'clock or you got it when your hippie aunt came over to the house. Now, because of social media, I'm telling you this. I'm thinking of if I didn't have a radio show, I would completely check out of social media. I used to be a big user of X because when I did sports talk, that's where I get a lot of up-to-date information. X is a cesspool right now. And all it does is, and I purposely made a point of like, dude, I am not going to stay here and doom scroll all day because it just feeds into this. And now with cable news, I watch a lot of cable news for the show. But every once in a while, I got to go stop because it just makes you feel so uneasy. And I'm not sure the country's more at odds in the 60s or it is right now, but I will tell you that you only got certain blasts of it, and then you went to work, you did your thing, you lived your life. Now, because all of us are addicted to our phones, and we've got 24-hour news cycles, and you've got Reddit, and you've got Discord, and you've got all the rest of this, it's an avalanche, a tidal wave of all of this angst coming down on top of you at once, and it continues to chip away at the institutions like Congress and legitimacy of our government. It chips away at the people that we are going to entrust to send over there, voting and all the rest. It just puts everybody at each other's throat, and you never get a break from it. So if you feel that uncomfortable, you have that kind of angst right now, it's probably because you're overwhelmed by all of this and you feel helpless. And that's why I say, when I give you a chance, speak up, speak your mind, because you feel like nobody's listening to you. You feel like you're drowning in this quicksand and nobody's listening to you. They will listen to you. You just have to make your voice heard. Right now, the people that are making this country feel like we're full of angst are the ones that are speaking up the loudest while you stand there and watch. You got to get involved. You've got to speak up. When I say, hey, use the text line, use your voice. Get your voice out there like everybody else. They just do a better job than conservatives do. James River Air, 833-804-1140. All right, coming up on the program, let's see. What do I have coming up in the next hour for you? Oh, I want to continue. I have a little piece of tape when I sat down with John Canzano yesterday, national sports writer, covers college sports. Hokie fans, UVA fans, you're going to want to listen to this. JMU fans, you're all in trouble. The clock is ticking. I'll explain coming up here on Richmond's Morning News. It's News Radio WRVA.
There's a name for the audio that moves you. Odyssey. Broadcasts, podcasts, information, entertainment.
It is a magnificent thing.
Download the Odyssey app today and stream News Radio WRVA anytime.
Feeling more tired than you used to? Losing energy, confidence, or drive? Many men assume it's just aging, but it doesn't have to be. This Men's Health Month, Virginia Urology is proud to introduce the Men's Performance Clinic. We treat erectile dysfunction, low testosterone, and complex men's health concerns with personalized, evidence-based care from leading urologic specialists. No one-size-fits-all treatments or approach, just real medical solutions. Take the first step today and text the word performance to 804-330-9105 for confidential consultation.